Weekly Talk 38. This one is for all the competitors that enter the Tap Cancer out this weekend. I'd like to talk a little bit about it. First of all, I'd like to congratulate everyone again, and I have mentioned this in the school. I really appreciate people that go compete because I do believe that competition exposes a lot of holes in your game, exposes a lot of things you need to work on. It creates room, a more immediate, say, urge and room for improvement. And it's very important that we all do our homeworks, me as a coach, students individually, to see what we can make it better, what we can do, me in my case, what I can do to make my students better, and on your side, what you can do to make your experience better. So, um, first of all, or second, um, a big thing for me, and this is especially based on my last training last weekend that I mentioned before in a private video for the students. The biggest takeaway for me personally in the training that I was doing last weekend was to put myself in an uncomfortable situation, in a different type of territory when it comes to my expertise, when it comes to what makes me feel comfortable, what I'm comfortable doing it, and trying different things, trying new things. And of course, we always, not always, but we tend to fall back to what is more comfortable, what is more common for us when it comes to training, when it comes to competition, when it comes to just living life. And I feel that biggest takeaway for you guys from this weekend, especially the new guys that first time competing, is to think that really that you guys put yourself in a unknown territory, very uncomfortable, and this is the biggest thing. This is the biggest takeaway. This is the biggest lesson, right? Now, of course, we can change some things when it comes to training because I really like the feedback. So my feedback, observing, um, I know what people like maybe need a little bit more of it, or I know that we have worked many of the things we're gonna work this week. I guarantee that we worked. Um, we're just gonna emphasize again, show again, and now will make more sense. So this is what really happens many times when you compete, is that I can show you guys a technique, or you can learn a technique hundreds of times. It never really clicks. But when you really need that technique and you lack the precision, the accuracy, performing the technique, and after that, when I show you the technique again, you're gonna have your aha moment, right? That aha moment is the biggest thing in my jiu-jitsu life. Um, every time I competed, maybe I knew how to do a pass, I knew how to do something really well in training without pressure of, audience, without pressure of winning, without anything. So just like in a safe environment, like the mats in the gym, practice every day, I could do the move really, really well and get away with some lack of precision. As soon as we pressurize the environment by, for instance, in this case, a competition, when we have time, we have a referee, we have an opponent that we don't know, we have our friends and family watching, and then many people wants to make, you know, us coaches happy or proud. So all those pressures, and sometimes those pressures are not real. Sometimes those pressures are just like things you are bringing to you that really like doesn't matter. For instance, no, I don't want my students to compete to impress me. That's not my moment. My moment is when I go compete. So when you are competing, that's your moment. That's all about you. And I know you want to win for your team, but most important is you're doing that for yourself. You're fighting for by yourself. You do have all your friends behind you, all the friends that help you get there, right? They all part of uh, they're all part of you, right? We need, it's almost like in this huge, if every teammate was a piece of the puzzle, you are the puzzle. right? So when I'm fighting, every time I'm competing, grappling, I'm not by myself. I am not representing, but I am bringing every experience that I had with every teammate into that match. But again, going back to the aha moment, sometimes um, you there, you heard me saying some things. I know you know the technique. I know that you know how to replace guard. I know how you know how to defend and avoid, and you know all the steps. You know avoidance before defense. You know that you want to be the feeder, not the receiver, which is a SIAC mindset. We went through the SIAC readiness formula before, um, which is something like I said before, came from what I have been studying, learning, helping, um, and working for to into jiu-jitsu with their authorization, so that's why I give credit. We went over the readiness formula. We all talk about all this stuff. But whenever I show you, okay guys, this for example this week I'll say, hey everyone, this is what I saw happening. Maybe happened to 3 people, so it's a sign that we need to work as a group. And here are the details. That details that I covered before. But when I show you again, you're gonna have that mental correlation with what happened in your match, and you go like, okay, that's what I was missing. That's why I had a harder time holding the person on the ground. That's why I had a harder time passing the guard. Now I know what he really means with this, because now you had the feedback, you had the background to apply the technique that you're just watching. So anyway, that's part of the process. Trust the process. Hashtag trust the process. Um, Again, I'm very thankful. I'm very grateful that everybody represent me so well with amazing sportsmanship. And even for those people that I know they're not really competitors by nature, but put themselves there with a lot of self doubts, maybe a little lack of confidence, which is totally normal because it's the first time. Maybe because many people, like myself in the in the past, I competed in group activities like playing basketball or whatever, volleyball or something like that. And so I had that experience of competing in group until I started competing in jiu-jitsu. I'm by myself on the mats, my friends watching. That's when I started like understanding how it really feels like. So anyway, I applaud you all that went to compete. Again, putting yourself in a uncomfortable, pressurized environment is gold. And you take that, you know, just imagine if it was a real life scenario. Imagine that if you're under stress, all those kind of things. But anyway, congratulations, everybody. We're gonna revisit many of the techniques. And my suggestion is, again, whenever we're showing a technique this week, that is based on the feedback from me observing and coaching you guys. Try to have your aha moment. Try to remember your match and see what you did that maybe actually what you didn't do. What were the details? What were the fine tunes? What were the techniques that you missed? And now would be the moment to really settle that information. And again, what I like to also to mention is that nobody went there to just have fun. We mentioned that about that. We don't go to tournament to have fun. We go there to win. We want the gold medal. We want to perform the best we can. Personal improvement. Remember how you did this year in this event, and try to beat yourself on the next one. Try to be better than you were before. Words that comes from Jordan Peterson and many other great psychologists, Carl Jung among many. You try to be better than you were yesterday, right? It's very cliche, but that's the truth. Next tournament, maybe Gammon in December, or maybe IBJJF in Connecticut, you do the same. You try to be the better version, updated version, more accurate version of yourself. Anyway, congratulations for putting yourselves in uncomfortable, pressurized situation. You learn more about yourself, and winning or losing, I'm proud of you. Have a great week.